We so for some reason they changed studio and I can't see the analytics anymore. That's nice. I shouldn't have done that, but whatever. Hi, Sophia. Welcome in. I'm not going to be on here long, but good to see you. I don't know why you can't see the statistics anymore, but that's stupid. It's a separate thing now. Pop out dashboard. Whatever. How's you? Meh. Been better, been worse. You know how it is. Not a particularly great day. I'm just going live just because I didn't tell anybody necessarily that I wasn't, but just kind of popping in here just to catch up and touch base. I think I'm going to, well, I'll wait and see who else shows up. But I think I'm going to more than likely, I'm not setting anything in stone, but more than likely live streaming is going to stop on this channel. And I may do a second channel strictly for live streaming. Excuse me. Mainly because Mornimoto, hey, Quick Shoe. I did some research and started looking at analytics and actually let an AI thing analyze my channel, and it told me a bunch of things that I already knew, but it kind of confirmed some stuff I already knew. But one of the main things it did was Crystal Kitten. Basically, it told me your live streams are great and they've got your community and all that stuff, but that isn't doing shit for your channel. And I already knew that. This channel was never intended to be a live streaming channel. This channel was intended to be a long form video channel. And after becoming part of the live streaming community and enjoying it, I started live streaming. The issue with that is, though it's not been my priority, there's definitely been a lot of attention placed on the live streaming, which is, again, not the point of this channel. And analytically, it is negatively affecting my channel. So, with that being said, I'm not going anywhere. But what I may do is start a second channel and lean it more towards the live streaming and the adventure side, going on field trips and stuff like that, which I've also hesitated to do because I don't want to screw up the algorithm any more than it already is. But excited to hear the results. Well, I showed you, didn't I, Motobomb? Yeah, I'm not necessarily making that public, but sorry about that. What's up, 2-4? Welcome in. I mean, I'll share what it said basically. Hang on, sorry, loud noises probably. Where did I put that? Here it is. Wake up. Your verbal results, what you're talking about now is what I meant. Second channel. Yeah, excuse me. Let me bring this up just so I can remember exactly what it says. I know, sweetheart. I know you want all the attention, but I can't give it to you right this second. I don't know if you can hear her purring, but No, you don't want to be no more. You don't want no more attention. Ugh. Anywho, thought you was talking to me. I'm going to leave that one alone, my friend. I'm going to leave it alone, even though the opportunity is there. Get that set back upright again. I was already kind of over the YouTube thing for a minute, hence my trying to take some time off, which I have not done, of course. The only thing I didn't do was put out a long form video last week, which I do that somewhat regularly. There's going to be a period here where I don't put out any content. I will say that. Paste and go. Today, please. Thank you. And also, my internet is, I think it has something to do with the wind. It's shaking a wire somewhere that's screwing up the internet. Anyhow, let's bring this over here so I can see the chat while I read this. At least I made you giggle. Oh, I'm not miserable. I'm just not, again, it's not the, this day is not a 10. And there's nothing at all that's happened. It's just the chemical imbalance, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I knew when I woke up this morning that it wasn't going to be a good day. If I eat a nice solid meal, get off of here and go either on a motorcycle ride or some sort of an adventure and get out of this house for a minute, that will help a lot. Getting warmer outside. It's only 24. 50s today. Well, that's awesome. So anyway, as many of you know, I use a software called vidIQ. And I guess if I'm going to do this, I should probably shove the link up there. Except that's going to be a whole nother thing. Excuse me. I know there's a better way to do this. I don't know what I'm doing. Go here. Right? Right. No. Go there. Yes. Plus, hanging out with y'all will help some. That guy, affiliate center, grab that link. Okie dokie. Pyong. 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 So, that is my affiliate link for vidIQ. I have no nothing. They're not giving me anything other than if you were to get a membership after clicking that link, I might get something. I have no idea what because it hasn't happened before. What's up, real one? You'll be happy to know that I used AI to analyze my channel, and we're going to kind of go over the results a little bit. Basically, it went over the numbers and confirmed that the move that I made where I went and looked at Harbor Freight and said, hey, what's their new item that doesn't have any reviews on it? And it was that OBD2 scanner that I bought. So I went and bought that, made a video on it, put that video into a review on Harbor Freight's channel, and that thing is my absolutely strongest performing video. And I knew it would do that. The only reason I don't do that more often is because I'm not trying to become a review channel. However, the first paragraph from our AI review was, your number one, the big win and the pattern it reveals. Your number one video by a massive margin is unboxing the new Maddox MR10 code reader from Harbor Freight. Excuse me. Blah, 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 blah. That's your channel average multiplied by 157 times. Why did it work? Your description says it all. As I could not find a review on it yet, I decided I would make one. That is the formula. First mover product review on a specific searchable item with no existing competition. Any of you who have been here knew exactly what I was doing before I did it, and that's exactly what I was doing. So to have this thing tell me that what I did was a brilliant idea just confirmed that I was going in the right direction with that. Your second best performer follows the exact same pattern, which is the garage door opener video. The data is telling you exactly what to do more of. So it confirms if I want to do a review channel, I can go off like a rocket. The big win and the pattern it reveals. Didn't we just read that? Did it do it twice or I accidentally scrolled up? What's dragging you down? Y'all aren't going to like this. The Schmoke problem. Your Sunday high noon Schmoke Sesh videos consistently pull 80 to 103 viewers and almost always 0 comments. That's a community hangout format. It keeps existing fans warm, but it doesn't bring in new viewers. At 2.6 uploads a week, if half your content is Schmoke Sesh, you're spending roughly half your effort on content that won't grow your channel. Lifestyle personality content without context. Videos like Humphreys McGee, Bats, and Post Amp Jam. These make total sense to your existing audience, but are completely undiscoverable by new people. They're pulling 54 to 90 views with no comments. And I knew all this. This is all the things that I knew going into the live stream and building the community this way. I knew this was going to happen. The issue that I have is that I love this community and I want to maintain it. So I think, again, I may start a second channel and just let everybody know, hey, for this stuff, go over here. If you want to watch the content that the channel is about, hang out. Because I don't think I would lose anything. I think I would just start growing again. I think everybody would have no issue switching over and clicking to a different channel. Tell me if I'm wrong. Nine Finger, long time no see, man. If you want to be the best at doing something, do something nobody has done. And that's the other thing is I could absolutely maintain this formula and keep running with it. But this thing is telling me, or confirming, I should say, some things that I already basically had in mind anyway and wanted to change. We'll skim over a little bit more of it. Most of your videos, retention is low. The standout exception, your short, specific tool videos. Now we get into the other part, which is what the channel was originally supposed to be about. And the two things that I just threatened to get rid of, it's telling me do exactly what you intended to do with them and your channel will do well, which is you're sitting on two niche topics with real search demand that you haven't fully committed to yet. RV restoration and VW Beetle restoration. We all know that. This just shoved it right in my face. You literally own a 1982 Coachman Leprechaun. This is AI telling me this. You literally own a 1982 Coachman Leprechaun and a 1965 VW Beetle. These are content gold mines sitting in your shop. The audience is searching for exactly this. You just need to meet them with the titles built around those terms. 3 clear action items. Mine the first review gold mine more systematically. Before buying any tool or part for your projects, Google it first. If there's no YouTube review, make one. That's the exact formula that gave you 28,000 views. Duh. Y'all have heard me talk about this. You can apply this to Harbor Freight tools, obscure restoration parts, vintage motorcycle components, anything you're already buying for your projects. So basically what it's saying is when you go to Harbor Freight, do what you're doing. When you go to Harbor Freight, find something that you're either going to buy anyway or something that you can afford and do this process with it. And it's going to be a recipe. It's not going to be one of any one of these things. It's going to be what I always wanted to do, which is all of them consistently. And I think it's going to work. Shift your title strategy on restoration videos. Schmoke Shop is live, or did I make a huge mistake? Don't tell YouTube what to recommend for your video for. Your RV and video Beetle content should have titles like 1982 Coachman Leprechaun RV Restoration, What I Found After It Sat for Years. Which vidIQ themselves told me those titles were too long when I was doing those titles. So, the balance of everything. 1965 Beetle engine pull, first look. Those titles both tell both the algorithm and the viewer exactly what they're getting. Hi, Charlie. Welcome in. Just going over AI, dare I did it, an AI review of my channel or part of it. It's actually a lot deeper than this. Um, Now, here's one that DJ Real One knows I love. Add shorts to your strategy. Nah. You have 0 shorts in 180 days, even 1 or 2 per week, a 60-second clip of something satisfying from your shop, a bolt finally cracking loose, a before after, a tool demo can dramatically increase your top of funnel discovery, as in use it for an advertisement, which is what I always say. Your high retention short videos already prove you can hold viewers in a condensed format. I know I can do shorts. I don't want to do shorts. What AI did review? vidIQ, the one that's in the software, not the one that's on the. I'll tell you more about that in a second. What's up, Alex? Welcome in. DJ Ruin, bro, do a bunch of shorts, get to the 1,000 subs, then stop doing them. No, absolutely not. The bottom line, your instincts are good. Your shop setup is unique. Your personality is there, and you clearly know how to make content that connects. The gap is discoverability. You need more videos that new viewers can find when they search for something specific, and fewer videos that only existing fans understand. Lean into the OBD2 review playbook. Weaponize the RV and VW Beetle projects with SEO smart titles, and add shorts as a discovery engine. So I will go back, Real One, and sprinkle some shorts in, but I'm not putting out a bunch of shorts. I have no desire to do that, nor am I going to. Want me to dig into any of these areas with title ideas for your current projects, a short strategy, or an SEO deep dive on your restoration content? So anybody who has played with AI knows that you can always take it deeper. And I did, but that's not in this. Sprinkle them in. That's what I do. Exactly. I'm going to use them the way I started the channel doing, which is exactly what they're saying. Something humorous, specifically made as a short to get attention, or a clip of something that happened that was, whoa, that's cool. That'll get some people's attention. That kind of stuff. The main issue that I have with the shorts recently is when I tried editing something out into a short in DaVinci Resolve, it fought me. And I'm like, I'm certainly not going to battle to get this to work. It wouldn't get it in the right format to where YouTube would recognize it as a short. And I'm certainly not going to get stressed out over that shit. Excuse me. What did you use to break down? Just YouTube's or the vidIQ? YouTube's AI or the vidIQ? Excuse me. So, vidIQ software is what I use to do that. Again, I will drop a link, an affiliate link there. They have plenty of free resources out there, but I pay a monthly fee to go to a higher level, and I had not been utilizing it at all. So they also have a Discord group. And what I did is I jumped onto the Discord because I hadn't been on there in a while. And I noticed that they had added an AI representative into the Discord where you could publicly do this. You could ask it questions and it would be like, oh, let me take a look. Da, 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 and then it would bring it out. But it's all public. And I don't necessarily want all that stuff public. But it kind of intrigued me a little bit. And there was some discussion about that they had updated the other thing, the software end of it too. So I went into my vidIQ software and went to their AI representative. And one of the suggested things is, will you analyze my channel? So I just clicked that and it did the analyzation of my channel. What I liked about it is because any of you who really know me know that I do not like AI at all. The reason for that, without getting too deep into it, is that most of what people are using AI for is just a search engine that's controlled by something else. Because Instead of typing in and doing the search yourself, it's easier to type it into AI and let the AI go do the search and bring you back the results. The problem with that is that that's doing a search for all the bullshit results, all the skewed results, all the incorrect information, and it's still bringing you back that information, which is not good. This specific thing is tuned specifically by vidIQ to look at your YouTube channel. It's not getting external information. It's taking the knowledge that it has and analyzing your YouTube channel. That's all it's doing. So it's analyzing data and bringing you the results, which is the correct use of AI. So, like I said, being directly aimed at the channel and it's not looking at anything else, it's not comparing it to anything else. You could get it to, of course. Basically, what it did was I paid in the past rather, vidIQ for a human coach and had two different human coaches. The first one I was not impressed with, and the second one I was. However, they're so overworked that you're still not really getting any personal attention. So through two different human coaches, all I really wanted was somebody to look at my channel as an educated, experienced YouTube guru, pseudo guru, and tell me what they thought. Neither one of them did that. They just told me to make better thumbnails and blah blah blah. You know, the formula. Here's the formula, dude. Here's the formula. Just follow the formula. It's like I understand the formulas, but I'm not that guy. Look at my channel specifically, give me some advice. That's what this did. And I found it very useful. It put some fire back under me, put some wind back in my sails, as I said already, by mainly confirming that the things that I already knew I should be doing but wasn't doing might just push my channel over the edge, which I've said for 6 months or more that I need to go through my entire channel and changed most of my, not all, but many of my titles and many of my thumbnails. Because I do not spend a lot of time on thumbnails. You can clearly tell the ones that I do because I've already spent 6 or 8 hours editing out a video and I don't really feel like taking another hour or more to dial in a magic thumbnail. And I'm absolutely not going to use an AI thumbnail maker because they're fucking ridiculous and they're generic and they all look the same. I did take a screenshot of one of their suggested thumbnails. Let's see if we can find that and bring it up. Can I share screen on you? Yep, I can. I'm going straight through YouTube Studio, by the way, so I hear you a bit. What am I looking for? Pictures, screenshots. I just saw it and scrolled right past it. There it is. Yeah, this is great. Oh, it was only a thumbnail, so it's going to be low resolution. But anyway, so how do I share that? Share screen? What screen? What screen are we sharing? Window? That. Cool. Bloop. So that's the AI thumbnail that they made for me. And it's really amazing because the Manco lawnmower looks awesome and the little carburetor looks awesome. But who the hell is that old ass man? I mean, I'm sorry, guys, but I don't look like that, do I? My beard and my flannel might look like that, and I might wear a black hat. But yeah, that ain't me, dude. That ain't even, no. Nope. Thank you. So with that being said, no, I'm not using your stupid AI thumbnails that look just like everybody else's. Like I said, I'm not jumping on the AI train at all. I still do not like AI. However, there are reasons that I don't like AI. There are reasons that AI is useful, and it's stuff like this: looking at a data set and analyzing that data set and giving you information that you want from it. Using AI as a broad spectrum search engine, battle cats, stop. As a search engine, all it's doing is looking out and getting the most popular results. So if the most popular results are bullshit, it's bringing you back bullshit and telling you that that's your answer. Battle cats, I don't know if y'all can hear that or not. Yeah, I distracted the battle. So anyway, that's what's happening in Schmoke Shop World. Again, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not quitting YouTube or anything like that. There are going to be some changes in the near future, possibly nothing that drastic. Um, well, if you're going to battle, then do it, and so that the viewers can watch in the background. Activate Battle Cats. Anyway, like I said, what I may end up doing, and I'm not absolute, not I don't speak in absolutes that often, so I'm not speaking in absolutes or making any commitments. But what I may do, real one knows I've been threatening to do it for a while, is start a second channel, um, and do the live streaming and more of the adventure stuff where we go on field trips. Because I've hesitated to do that because I don't want to screw up my algorithm any more than it already is. You're monetized, which is a great step. Well, that's the thing, wake up, and is there are two stages of monetization. And the first stage of monetization is all I've achieved. And what that allows you to do is sell merch and get super chats and stuff like that. Well, I don't push super chats or anything because I don't need you to spend your money on me unless you are just independently wealthy and can afford to do so. Without getting too deep into it, I'm not, my bills are paid. What I need to do is, what I'm trying to do is make money from YouTube to fund YouTube because I don't have money to do that. So I'm not struggling to survive or anything like that at all. However, I don't have any budget for all these projects that I've got taken apart. And so getting back into the monetization thing, the second stage of monetization, which is 1,000 subscribers plus the watch hours, that's where YouTube starts paying you for advertisement money. That's where I need to get to. That's why I need subscribers. My subscribers right now have stalled. I'm stalled at 660. And that's that AI review and everything was saying that you're not getting any new check. That's weird. I hope y'all can hear me okay. You're not getting any new viewers, and that's exactly my issue. And it's all saying the same thing. That's your issue. I know that's my issue. I need channel growth. I love my community and I absolutely want to maintain this community, but we need to grow the channel. I also know, and this is something else that's important, that a lot of people in this community have no interest in my content, which is fine. I have no problem with that. I think the people that I'm talking to know that what I'm talking about because it's an issue for some of them also. There's no problem with that. I'm glad to have met these people on YouTube. However, that's kind of the problem in that is that we've all become friends and we're all hanging out, but that's not growing necessarily the channel. What I need for the channel is people that are interested in shop content and are going to watch these videos, the long form videos, which again, full circle, This channel is supposed to be about long form videos about a guy with a personality hanging out in his shop. And let's go see what Schmoke is doing in his shop today. It's going to be entertaining, whatever it is. That's kind of the mantra, the plan, which was always going to be hard to get the YouTube algorithm to understand. I know that my videos are in demand, and I'm doing a freestyle on purpose, real one. If you can stand it. The the reality is I've complicated even more by doing the live stream and going on field trips and stuff like that, made it even more complicated. So all I'm trying to do is bring it all full circle, get the Schmoke Shop channel to thrive, and then, like I said, probably do a Schmoke stream or um, I had a couple other names. I've got them written down somewhere because this is an idea that's been bouncing around for a while. Do a second channel for live streams and adventures. And several people have talked me out of it because they're like, oh, but then you got to put that much more effort into it. And the reality is, which has always been my response, and I need to listen to myself, you're not putting any more effort into it if all I'm doing is shift. I'm just diversifying. This effort's already being made. It's just all over here. I'm just taking this part of the effort and putting it over into another room. That's all I'm doing. Um, it wouldn't be a situation where I'm stressing monetization or anything like that. The biggest issue I would have with live streaming on another channel is you have to have whatever it is, 50 subs to be allowed to live stream. Do your thing, just tweak the vids and stuff, and we will stick around. Even if I'm not into cars, I'll still support you. You already know. Oh, yeah, exactly. And that's what I'm saying. We'll all support each other. I got no problem with that. I have confidence in that. However, um, algorithmically, one of the worst things that can happen is, and I'm guilty of doing it. I know I do it to other people, not necessarily anybody that's in here, but clicking on a video, watching a couple minutes of it, and then going, this isn't really interesting to me, and clicking off of it and going to something else. What you're much better off doing if you want to support a channel is clicking on it, putting in another tab, and going on with your business and letting it run. Because by watching a couple minutes of it and then shutting it off, you're giving YouTube the signal that it's not interesting content. And that is a huge issue on my channel. I already know that. And I'm not blaming anyone. I'm just saying the way the dynamics are and the way that my early videos were, my retention is not good. The first 30 seconds are uber important. I was just talking with a friend of mine the other day. He's got these 3-minute introductions. And I'm like, bro, you've lost 100% of your viewership with that 300, not 100%, but a large percentage with that long ass introduction, because nobody's sitting around for it. Some people will fast forward past it to get to the content. I got to scroll up because we're talking and we're actually getting. I wouldn't start a second channel. I would just focus on this one and refine it and do your thing. Personally, been thinking about making the second channel just to break up the randomness, one for the shop and another for art, because they do two different things, it seems. Exactly. Even when you're monetized, there's no money in YouTube. Trust me. Well, I mean, I know people that are millionaires that made their money off of YouTube. So I'm not saying it's easy to do or that I have any desire or anything to accomplish that. But I know for absolute fact it is possible to make money off of YouTube. We are just not at that level yet. And real one, you're way ahead of me. Do your thing, just tweak the vids. I must have scrolled up again accidentally. Seems like unless you, whoa, this mouse is scrolling too much. Where did it go? I believe you. It really seems like unless you are actively trying to take advantage of your viewers instead of building a community, they want living ads. Right. Well, so YouTube's goal is to get you to watch YouTube. And they will pay me as a creator to get more people to watch my content because that makes them money. If nobody's watching my content, they're not going to pay me any money. It's the basic formula. Hey, Carrie, thank you. Welcome in. Tom, welcome in. I have the same issues, but there's a crowd for randomness. Exactly. No, and that's the whole thing is we have all learned from our experiences so far. I say we all because many of us are creators learning and growing. Um, for me personally, it's time. It was already before I did this AI thing. I already did last week. I said this was happening. It's time for me to take a step back. I put a shit ton of effort and energy and a fair amount of money into this, hoping to get at least something out of it. And I'm not getting anything out of it. And I do not want that again. I want to restate that. I do not want to pull that out of individual users' pockets through super chats and all that. If you can afford to and want to support the channel through throwing a super chat, that's awesome. And it is appreciated and it will get directly put back into the channel. However, I'm not here um, rallying for super chats. I am here rallying for subscribers. So anybody that's watching this right now that's not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. I need to get 1,000 subscribers. I think I'm well over at this point the watch hours. I need to get 1,000 subscribers or more to get to full monetization so that YouTube will pay me advertising money. That is where I'm going to get anything that I'm going to get. Um, there So another reason I'm trying to step away or shift the live streams are I know several people from being part of the live streaming community who are busting their ass and doing many, many hours of live streaming and still not making any money because live streams don't pay well. They pay a portion of the percentage that is a not good percentage anyway, and they pay a percentage of that percentage, if that makes any sense. Once your live form is no longer live and you put it back up as a long form video or whatever, then I believe it goes into the normal pay cycle. But if nobody's interested in popping in and looking at that live stream, that the previous live stream, then I don't think you're making any money off of that. Regardless of any of that, long form videos. Thank you, real one. I appreciate it, man. Um, uh, long form videos are where the money is as far as the there's no easy money, but I think the most efficient way to make um and that's another thing, Moto Mom, to make money. See, the shorts thing is a lot of people see the shorts thing as, oh, people are making shorts and they're making millions of dollars. I'm going to make shorts. Look, I got 14,000 views on my shorts. The issue with that is 14,000 views on a short isn't shit. You need millions of views on a short to get anywhere. Millions, literally hundreds of thousands to even break into the door. And yeah, let me like that before I forget to. What Motobomb's saying, nobody really comments on the live stream except for a handful of community members. If you want to help a channel and you're watching a live stream, go ahead and click out and comment on the live stream, because that was one of the things that the little AI analysis was pointing out was, nobody's commenting, and that is something that again feeds the algorithm. The algorithm is paying attention to comments, likes, hypes, how long people are watching the video. That's super important. If you just watch, like I said, that first minute and then drop out, that's a negative strike in YouTube algorithm's eyes. Live streams are usually commented on in the chat. Once they're done, they're pretty much done, aren't they? The chat, you can't interact with the chat once the live stream is no longer live. And that's the thing is once they're done, they're pretty much done. I think what you're saying by that is nobody's going back and watching that live stream, and that's the key. If they do go back and watch the previous live stream, then that is counted more towards like long form money, I believe, as far as the pay scale. But for me, my live streams are just me rambling usually and nothing particularly exciting. I pulled my shorts down. Well, Rob, I mean, Carrie, Rob's neighbor, um, earlier I went to the bathroom and I did the same. Um, the that distracted me from whatever I was trying to say. That's funny though. Um, I don't remember. I had a thought stream and lost it because Carrie ran in here and pulled his shorts down. Oh, I remember. So when I started doing live streams, decided I was going to live stream, what my original intention was, which takes more time and effort, was to take those live streams and pull out any of the good footage and turn it into a long form video. So, in theory, it seems like a great idea, but to snatch the video from YouTube, like in a screen grab, you're not getting as good of a resolution. Plus, you've got all of your YouTube watermarks and all that on there. If you run your stream through something like OBS or Meld or StreamYard, then you can record it on this end before it even goes out into the stream, and then you get good quality recording. However, you're using more resources, and I do not have a super fancy computer to be recording a video while it's also live streaming it at the same time without it creating issues. I know because we've all seen me experiment with crap like that. Again, if I had all the money in the world, then I'd buy a badass computer. I'd buy a couple of them actually, because then I could get my music room running right too. Up here is the newest, most powerful computer laptop that I have, but it doesn't have a dedicated video card. So it barely hangs in there. If I start adding cameras to this computer, it causes huge issues. And like I said, this computer is the newest one I've got. The one in the garage is actually an older computer, but probably a little bit more powerful as far as upgradability and stuff like that. But again, I don't have money to throw at it. No response, Carrie. After pulling you just ran in here, pulled your shorts down, and that's it, huh? Anyway, I know I'm just rambling because I do that. But personally, I only use YouTube to meet people from all over the world and chat with them. Everything else is just smoke and mirrors, at least for me. So that's the difference. That you just nailed it, Alex. And that's not a negative thing, and I don't want you to take this the wrong way, but that is an audience member that needs to be on a second channel watching this content on a second channel, and that should be a separate thing from Schmoke Shop. And again, I don't want you to take that the wrong way, Alex. I hope you've been here long enough today, long enough to understand what I'm saying. Because again, I have built a community of people that I love hanging out with, but I'm not saying that none of them are interested in my shop or what's going on in the shop, but there's certainly a percentage that doesn't give a shit about what's going on in my shop. I have literally had people pop into live streams that were in my shop and go, "Whoa, wow, that's a cool shop." Like they had no idea that I even had that shop. And it's like, that's what the channel's about. It's Schmoke Shop. I'm just Schmoke. Um, I don't know how to do that. There's got to be a way to do that. I know there's a way to do that. How do you do that? Are you doing the dual stream vertical horizontal? No, I tried it again 2 weeks ago and I can never find any vertical stream anywhere when I run both streams. What it does do again is make the studio more complicated and lag the computer. Right on, Alex. I'm still here. I just don't like the shorts, driving with horrible reception. Oh, yeah. If you're driving, definitely don't interact. I didn't realize you were driving. So you're driving with no shorts on? Cool. Um, hee hee hee. Alex, I'm glad you understand what I'm saying. Um, Charlie, welcome to the Real One family. That is DJ Real One is pretty much my oldest YouTube buddy, and um, being part of his community has been very fun. We we have some good times over there. Friday nights, especially. He's got some. If you don't know who DJ Real One is, and you're into any type of old school hip hop or anything like that culture, especially, DJ Real One is a real OG DJ, like bringing in crates of records, breaking out the records, putting them on the Techniques turntables, and mixing. He is modernized to where he can use Serato and stuff and digital, but he still has millions of dollars probably worth of records. Um, in addition to that, speaking of diversification, he also does travel vlogs and travels all over our country as well as going overseas and explores hip hop culture and explores the culture of those places and gets very frustrated because those two things don't necessarily thrive together on a YouTube channel. Um, but that's the thing. It's what irritates me as far as the YouTube thing is anybody who's been around since the beginning, and I haven't been a creator on YouTube, but I've been around YouTube since its inception. Uh, what it originally was is exactly this. It was us sharing our lives with each other and being like, hey, this is neat. This is what we're doing. This is what's going on in my life. What it became is a bunch of easy money, ego driven channels that are a lot of meaningless dreck. And with the shorts thing, that's even turned up to 11 as far as I'm concerned. As far as I'm concerned, AI and shorts and all that crap should be a completely different platform. It could be YouTube, a subsidiary of YouTube, whatever. But in my opinion, YouTube should be long form videos, and that's all it should be. And AI bullshit shouldn't be on here at all. But I don't own Google, so that don't mean shit to them. Freedom. Hell yeah. Freedom. America. Fly to another country, do a video and get 30 views. Make a video about DJing, thousands of views. Um, so again, that's I'm gonna say it because I've said it to him a million times. DJ Real One needs to make a second channel and do a travel vlog, hip hop culture channel in addition to his live streaming DJ channel. Um, but I think your channel is going to be fine, Real One. I think it's just a matter of letting it do its thing, and it'll continue to grow just because of the hip hop culture that you bring into all of it. Right, exactly, and that's the other thing. If you ain't sweating it, you ain't sweating it. The thing that I'm sweating is I was never looking for easy money. I knew it was going to be an effort, but I was in an opportunity to where I could take the time to put that effort into creating a YouTube channel. However, that window is closing, and I have spent again the last year and a half with zero. I won't say zero income from YouTube. Um, and it affects my other sources of income because of the time and energy that I'm focusing on YouTube. I do not, I'm not going to get too deep into it, but no, I do not have a real 9 to 5 job. I'm self employed. But the things that I do, which include some of these projects, you know, I buy cheap, fix, and sell high is the name of the game. Once I started bringing cameras and all that crap into it, it changed the dynamic of it, which I knew it would. But again, full circle, I need to step back, reassess, change some things, and prioritize. I'm not stepping away from YouTube or anything like that, but there are going to be some changes made. Um, because for one thing, I need to get some income. So the how weird can beer get? Welcome to the Real One channel, Charlie Rose. No, you're not Real One. Charlie Rose, DJ Real One's preference is Belgian beers. And so we have he has made several videos. Belgian Beers and Beats is a series that he has run, and it does not do as well as he would like, and it's understandable that it's very frustrating. However, as someone who does appreciate the content, it's good content. It's just, again, that whole YouTube algorithm thing and the way that the channels grow gets screwed up. What I want to do is figure out overlay into your third party encoder. Da, 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 da. Yeah, never mind. How would I don't know how to do it. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. We're going to go into kitty cam mode. Kitty cam, kitty cam. Oh. Maybe. Trying not to burn the wires. Oh, it's not working. The wire's too short. Oh, dang it. How about now? No, don't burn the wire. Jesus Christ. There. Kitty cam, kitty cam. Maybe. Yeah, there you go. Kitty cam. Hopefully the camera doesn't fall. I'm just doing something that I don't necessarily need to be putting out on YouTube. Oh, there's a wire in the way from the sleeping kitty. And now we gotta hopefully not drop the camera in the process. There you go. Kitty cam, kitty cam. I just need to check some plumbing. I've got some plumbing issues in here. Plumbing's working. Hey, Raltz, welcome in, buddy. Oops, that wasn't supposed to be on there. Oops, sorry about that, buddy. I hope that wasn't a hot cherry I just dropped on your fur. Anyway. Plumbing working. Yep. Welcome in, bud. So, for those of you who have been here the whole time, you have an idea of what's going on. For those of you who just got here, you might not. Click. Just kidding. Anyway, like I said, I'm not going anywhere. What we're talking about for those that just joined is I let a vidIQ artificial intelligence bot analyze my channel. And one of the things that we didn't get into yet was after it gave me that information that I shared with you, it of course was like, oh, do you want any more information? And I was like, well, yeah. What about the Sprinter van? And it was like, holy shit, bro, your titles are so shitty. We didn't even realize you had a Sprinter van. But that's another good content bucket that you should be focusing on. First thing you need to do is change the titles. If you follow what I'm saying. It didn't literally say that, but it pretty much said that. It hadn't even noticed the Sprinter videos because they're titled poorly and thumbnailed poorly. So I've already changed I think I changed both titles of the Sprinter vans, but it did the same thing again. It was like that's a content gold mine, because most people that are doing Sprinter van life camper build outs are on a professional level. There's not very little. There's plenty out there, but it didn't find it, I guess. But there's not as much stuff. There's not as much competition for a do-it-yourself Sprinter camper van build. So once again, it was like, dude, take that and run with it. So again, I have no desire to create a Sprinter van channel, but I think what I'm going to do preemptively, just thinking out loud, is I'm not going to go out of my way to sell the bug or the camper yet. I'm going to stick with the original plan, which is get this other stupid wrecked car out of the garage, get the camper into the garage, um, and at least film some content, refreshing it to the point where I feel comfortable selling it. The bug, I can always take a project and film it on the bug. There's plenty of content on the bug. There's a reason that I had the camera pointed the other way also. The Sprinter van is what I want to focus my energy on right now, but I also don't want to do a whole bunch of Sprinter content in a row. So this downtime is theoretically and hopefully going to allow me to finish and or focus on some projects, film, but not necessarily have to immediately edit it out and put it out in put it out as content immediately, which is what I'm doing now. Right now, what I'm doing is I'm filming a project, getting however far into it, realizing that I don't have any more time, stopping, coming in here, editing my ass off for the next day and a half, and at the last minute, getting a video out there to the Wednesday video upload schedule that I have created for myself. That is consistently stressful, and it prevents me from actually having the time to be a little bit more creative, et cetera, et cetera. It gets me to where I'm making acceptable content. Um, and I've got nothing in the backup. I've got nothing on the shelf where it's like, "Uh-oh, I'm sick. I have to go to the doctor. I'm not going to be available to do any of this crap. I need something to put a video out if I'm going to maintain consistent output." That's the YouTube Shuffle. Valentine Station, welcome in, man. I again caught your live too late. You had already shut down. You said you'd like to know something, but you didn't say what. Great idea. I'm sure many people enjoy seeing the real-time progress and talking about the camper. Editing now. Hello from Oregon this time. Yay, Jen's in Oregon. Hope things are going well out there. Thank you for coming in. Good to see you. Alex, I missed something on the you said you'd like to know something, but you didn't say what. If I didn't already cover it, I usually review these lives and I'll see it and be like, "Oh, damn, now I see." Anyway, like I said, the end game here is I need to get a little bit ahead. I need to make this to where it's not stressful, because that was absolutely never the intention. I want to maintain this community, so there will be live streams, whether it's on this channel or an additional channel. I'm not quite sure yet, but again, I'm quite confident that I can take this community and put it into another channel. I don't think anybody would mind that. 3-month member, DJ Real One, Sparks, which brings me to another subject matter. Something else that I'm slacking in, is going back to those title changes and thumbnail changes and stuff like that, um, excuse me, I need to be dedicating some office time, meaning emailing these companies that I could possibly be doing partnerships with, taking the time to go through and saying, okay, these are old ass videos with stupid titles and crappy thumbnails. I need to take this one because it performs decent. Let's update this thumbnail, update this title, update this description, all the things that I can change and put it back out there and see if the algorithm grabs it again because that does happen. Welcome in, Big Dan. Good to see you, my friend. Hopefully you're getting warming up a little bit, but I'm sure you're not. It's still going to be cold up there where you're at. But you know, some of you have heard me say it before. My personality, without getting into a rant or losing direction, I've been self-employed for quite some time. The hardest part of being self-employed, for me personally anyway, is that motivation to focus and do the thing. YouTube makes that even harder because there's lots of things to do. So we'll say for myself, if I need to focus more or work on my own self discipline to schedule in these blocks of things that I need to do, including the office work that I'm talking about and all that stuff, because I haven't spent enough time and energy for free on YouTube yet. I need to put some more into it. Ha ha ha. Thank you, Big Dan. You're just you haven't been here and you're plugged right in and know exactly what I'm talking about. I did an AI. I let an AI review my channel, which I hate AI. But anyway, I'm not getting back into that. You want to watch it again? You can get that whole rant. But a specific YouTube coaching company has this AI, so it's just looking at my channel and analyzing it with the information that it has. And it gave me a bunch of useful information, most of which I already knew, but it really consolidated it and put it in my face, basically. And so what I need to do, again, full circle, is take that energy and focus back. I was going to step away from YouTube for a while, and what I'm going to do is still step away for a while, but mainly just to regroup and come back again. If I do a second push and give it another 6 months and nothing comes out of it, then I'm probably gonna walk away. Because again, I've got way too much energy, focused energy. That's the thing, is there's a lot of people that I'm not talking about anybody in here, I'm saying in YouTube, that put a little bit of effort into something and then expect it to give back to them and it doesn't and they get all pissed off. And it's like, well, you're really not putting that much effort into it. What's frustrating is when you're putting a shit ton of effort into it and it's still not paying off. That can get very frustrating. Um, and that's where I'm at right now. Like I said, step back. The Artist Way by Julia Cameron. No, I have not. I haven't read a book in ages, simply because you know I read plenty on here. uh, boop 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 boop. Sorry, that just totally sent me on a tangent. I'm using my 12 to 5 a.m. insomnia to work on my channel, learning editing, etc. The channel Think Media has been huge for tips and pointers. I listen on audiobook. Um, so Think Media is all right. I won't. I'm not going to say anything specifically, but there's Think Media. There's vidIQ is who I chose to use originally. Um, Nick Nimmons, Valentine Station, I think is part of the Nimminati over there, and that's kind of the direction I've headed towards. Although I'm not really, I spent a lot of time listening to a lot of those gurus and came to the conclusion that a lot of us have, which is they're all spouting the same thing in circular patterns. However, there are certain people out there that are kind of actually doing the legwork and finding the information out. Um, I can't think of his name, Valentine, but the guy that puts on the Vid Summit, Daryl Eves. Thank you. I knew it was coming up as I was thinking it. Yeah, Rob's neighbor, absolutely. Carrie and I met. Valentine's was on vidIQ too, and then we re-met on Nimmons. A lot of my community I've met, not a lot, but a good percentage of my community I met on vidIQ and in these guru things. Right, real estate guru recycling, exactly. So, Big Dan, that's a very good point. I've told many people this. Most of those things are exactly that. It's the guy selling you the book with the real estate tip. This is my book. Buy my book, and it'll tell you insert information here. And the way that those people make their money, how to make $1 million. This, buy my book, and I'll teach you how to make $1 million. How to make $1 million. Write a book telling people how to make $1 million. You're going to make your money off of the book. Selling the book. Nobody's going to follow through with the advice that you give them, regardless of what it is or the most percentage of them. You're into selling the book, which is why when I go to thrift stores, I find all those books on the bookshelves because everybody buys it. Nobody follows through. Anyway, there are people like Daryl Evans and stuff like that who truly have their finger on the pulse because they are part of YouTube or directly associated with people who are part of YouTube. The problem with all that is nobody is part of YouTube anymore because now it's all AI freaking algorithm. That's then the answer. That's the answer. Follow through. Exactly. The follow through is many people have heard me say it a million times. Sorry. There is no easy button. No matter what the thing is that you're trying to do. And a large percentage, again, of people that get on YouTube are looking for easy money. I was never looking for that, never expected that. But it's funny when you go into these guru classes, the number of people that are just like, I made a video and put it out on YouTube. Why am I not a millionaire? Make me a millionaire. And they're just entitled and all that. It's hilarious. There is no easy button other than inheriting money, winning the lottery, which good luck. And that's not an easy button either because we all know how many people win the lottery and destroy their lives with it. Whatever it is, whatever path it is you choose, you're going to still have to work for it. But finding the right sources of information and utilizing that information, of course, is very helpful. And the growth communities exchange that information. Super new to video, camera, editing, uploading. So easy a half Cro-Magnon caveman hillbilly farmer can do it. And that's, that's where the AI stuff comes in. Because there are AI tools that, if you choose to, will help you do all that stuff. My personal beliefs aside, there are some fucking amazing, powerful software out there. I'm not denying that at all. What you need to do is make sure that you're not just making generic content that everybody else is doing, because again, the easy button is download this software. Click this button, type in 2 words that make it personalized, and then click this button, and poof, here's your video that looks 99.99% like every other video that's out there made through this program. But it looks slightly different because you typed in 2 words to modify it slightly. Every time I see that crap, it's ridiculous. There are artists out there that are learning how to utilize the AI engines to create art. There are also a whole bunch of people out there that are using it to make slop. Not only slop, but dangerous slop, because the AI engines are powerful enough now that even the trained eye, it's hard to differentiate some of these things. I know if you're paying attention at all, you see it. Here's a video with two dead people that have been gone for 100 years, and they look like they're hanging out at a baseball game together, and you really can't tell the difference between them in reality. That's dangerous. Excuse me. Exactly, Dan. At least propaganda slop. Yeah, dangerous. Um, but yeah, Dan, I have no doubt that you're paying attention enough to know exactly what we're talking about and be mindful of that. But a lot of people are not. Welcome in, monkeys. Been a while. Finally getting some letters and stickers sent out. Hopefully, I can get one down to Florida for you. Cool, cool. Very dangerous. How's everyone doing? I'm doing all right. Not what did I start the stream this day is not a 10. Not terrible. I'm much better now after hanging out with y'all, but I'm just trying to dial in my YouTube formula. I watched Hitler and Himmler hardcore thrash band last night. Absolutely freaky. Yeah, see, and that's again, artistically, there are things that I can appreciate about it. But just what we just said, the reality of it is it's also a very dangerous thing. Um a, a perfect example. Virtual girlfriends. Um and no, I don't have a virtual girlfriend or anything like that, but I pay attention to what's going on around me. And we have seen just from some of these videos that are out there. I mean, again, Facebook is the place that I see it first, and barely even hang out on Facebook, but I still check it somewhat regularly just to keep in touch with people. And that's the main place where I really see this stuff, which is an entire short video or whatever about this girl and this thing that she's doing, and she's beautiful and she's doing this stuff, and it's going to get your attention and you're going to watch the video. The problem is that the girl is not real, and the things that she's doing are not real. And if you really look at the video, again, trained eye, whatever, you can see where this is plainly an AI video, even though it's hard to tell. Like I said, this stuff is so the point of that is that these AI girls now have AI intelligence conversation powers, and lonely people are down paying money to have this person be part of this person, this dare I, oh my god. Anyway, this entity, whatever, be part of their life and influence them, like having conversations with this two-dimensional image. That's terrifying. They're making friends. This is like their girlfriend. Like they're living like some dude tried to marry an AI. I don't know if he pulled that off. I don't go down the rabbit hole, but I try to pay attention to what's going on around me, like I said. And that shit's fucking scary, dude. We are in strange times indeed. A guy's channel is pushing the YouTube boundaries. I can't stay long. Just wanted to let you know I still plan on sending you a sticker. Hope you all have an awesome rest of your day. Monkeys, thanks for stopping in. Good to see you, bud. um, anyhow, so that's my rant for the day. That's my reaching out to say hi to everybody. I recommend you all go watch the original Terminator movie. Also, The Matrix, the original Matrix. I recommend you go watch Wall-E. And infinite ones long before that. But those three are pretty nailing it on the head as far as what direction we're going in. And, Terminator pretty much lays out exactly what's happening right now, and everyone's oblivious to it. It's really funny to me. Um, Yes, Dan, exactly. That's the thing is you need to make sure that you're still being a human being, because that's something else that I've that I have an issue with is I don't have or I have not why where what is this cable right here? Has that been there the whole time, guys? Oh my god, sorry. It's happening again. Um as many of you know, I enjoy going to music festivals and I enjoy traveling. Regardless of my personal stuff that prevents me from doing that, YouTube kind of compounds that to a certain degree. And the fact that I'm putting money into YouTube instead of being able to utilize that money for travels and stuff like that doesn't help that either. All of which is good for head. Um, Point being, I got literally, like I said, probably close to a year and a half now. I don't even know. I have to think about it and do the math. Um, Absolutely, because September is the ninth month. So yeah, a year and a half into oh, look at that cute kitty sleeping down there. Can we pet her? Like I said, a year and a half of focused energy on YouTube. And I ain't got time for that shit anymore. I still want to do it and I still want to put the energy into it, but it's not going to be at the level that I've been doing. You might not even notice a change because I may be able to make things more efficient and get ahead. But as I've been saying for this last week that I said I was going to take a week off and didn't, um, there's going to be a period here coming up where there's not going to be that scheduled Wednesday video or a live. There's just going to be nothing on a Wednesday because Schmoke has turned the switch off and walked away. I feel you, Carrie, and that's my thing. It is I have I know I'm repeating myself, but I have the opportunity, whatever, however you want to look at it, to be able to do this without it affecting anything else because I don't have. Sorry, that's the backwards thing has got my mustache all screwed up in my head. I don't have a family. I don't have a wife or kids or exes or any of that and I don't have any of that. I have my dad is basically what I have left. Um, I don't have a real job. I haven't in quite some time because I don't like physically hurting myself and not getting anything out of it without getting that into that. I've busted my ass over the years and after many, many years of busting my ass and having jack shit to show for it and losing everything on more than one occasion, I got tired of doing it. And I know I'm rambling again and I've lost my train of thought, but uh basically at some point I made a choice to get my budget as low as possible, as low as humanly possible, and figure out a way to make that money to cover that nut. And that was the best decision I ever made in my life. Um, don't live beyond your means. Don't even try to. Don't get credit cards. If you can't afford to pay cash, you can't afford it. That's something my dad taught me at a very young age, and I'm thankful for that. Anyway, so without getting too deep into it, I was in a situation where I had built this building with the thought of if I build this, then I own this. There's no more overhead in renting a shop or anything like that. I should be able to make enough money out of this building to pay for my program, preferably under the table. Not to say that on video. Um, And so I focused a lot of energy on trying to make that happen. So without repeating myself again, right now it's time for me to back off some, and I got some other shit I need to put energy into, including my new Sprinter van and making it a basically rolling hotel room, camper van, whatever. It's not going to be fancy. It's not going to be super nice. It's going to be form or function over form. I'm not going to say it's going to be thrown together and ridiculous, but I'm not concerned about putting marble or faux wood or specific fixtures or the brand that you're supposed to have of this or anything like that. I'm doing the complete opposite. I'm going budget build as cheap as I can possibly make this happen, which in and of itself is going to be gold content. Got 700 saved so far for campgrounds rooms this year. Upper Peninsula, Midwest, back to Forgotten Angels fall campout. See everyone I can in my travels like last year. Whew. Gas. I'm not getting into any of that, but of course I got my new Sprinter van, new diesel Sprinter van, and literally the next day gas like doubled, or fuel, I should say, not doubled, but went up exponentially. Um, like I said, I focused a lot of time and energy on this YouTube thing, and it's not doing anything for me. I'd like it to still, but there are projects around here that I ain't got time or desire to film myself doing, and I need to motivate and focus on, including finishing this house. I mean, like that, wherever it is, that column right there, even if I leave it metal, I need to trim it out. That's all sealed where it goes into the wall. It's all sealed and insulated and all that, but there should be a transitional trim that makes it look a lot nicer than it does. Um, I kind of like it looking raw with the different colors and all, but it would probably look better if I painted it one solid color. I could cover it in wood. That's another thing I may do. There's one in my master bedroom that I may cover in wood. But I mean, like, there's like cans that don't have lights or fans or anything like that set up. The trim has never been finished. I basically, anybody who's been following has heard me say it before. I got my certificate of occupancy and walked away because it was the most stressful thing I ever did in my life building this. Dan, that's going to be awesome, bro. And I've told you several times, you're more than welcome to swing through here and stay overnight if you need to, or just stop by and say hi. Excuse me. A week at Schmoke's, whether he knows it or not. That's fine. We'll go right out and visit Key Fob and Eric, or Sick. Sorry. Where is Sick? That thought has crossed my mind a couple times, but I didn't actually think about it. Has anybody heard from Sick today? You still with us, bro? Question mark. Now that I think about it, I don't think he popped in here at all, which I would have expected. Anyhow, sorry, got distracted by, again, thinking of a friend. Plenty of camping commodities here. I can always set you up at Rob's house. I haven't. He should share his monitor data with us. I'm getting a response right now. So either someone has his phone or he's still kicking. There we go. Yeah, I guess I missed your live. Still live. Actually, we were worried about you, so I checked in. Schmoke Dog, welcome in, Wes Does It. For those of y'all who have not checked out Wes Does It's channel. That's another good, solid channel. I have burning all my memories. Oh, I wish he hadn't done that. Okay, well, I'm not gonna. We won't get into that on a live. How are you, man? I'm doing all right. If you review this, if you're that interested, we went on. This has been an hour and a half now of assessing the whole Schmoke shop situation. Um, I am still live, and I do not want to voice text these responses on camera. LOL. But I am. Not alive. Live. Not alive. Stupid YouTube voice bullshit. Hee hee. Completely self-contained CPAP charger, solar panels, etc. Absolutely love it, and lowest budgets possible. I'm on the same page with you, Big Dan. That's like I said, this Sprinter van build out. The only reason I haven't ordered stuff yet is because I want to thoroughly research and make sure that I'm not shooting myself in the foot, because I don't want to buy things that either aren't going to do what I want them to or are going to fail. So I want to make sure that any reviews that I'm seeing are real reviews and they're not just, again, AI bots. But yeah, I'm trying not to buy any Victron or any of the blue, whatever, there's a lot of stuff out there that people buy because this is what the video tells you to buy, and it's really expensive and it works great, and I'm sure it does. But what I'm after is, as a poor guy, can I not find a cheaper alternative to accomplish the same thing? And I know I can, but I don't want to burn down my brand new, not brand new, but my new to me Sprinter van or its electrical system, because it is a sensitive electrical system. But I wish I was closer. I'm sending you Brenton's links this afternoon. Years of use, practical budget use projects. I appreciate that, man. We talked about that Wednesday, I think. Wes, basically, I did through vidIQ, the guru coaching software that I use. Do I still have the link in here on my clipboard? I do. There's my affiliate link. As much as I hate AI, I let their AI coach do a channel, assess my channel basically. And the information, I've already gone over it in the beginning of this live, but basically the long and short of it was it gave me a bunch of useful information, most of which I already knew, but it really consolidated it, threw it in my face, and basically told me, bro, if you run with the ideas that are in your head and actually do them, you're probably going to do much better and your channel is going to start growing again. What did it say? Well, I'll bring it back up again just because it has been an hour and a half. Excuse me. Sorry. I didn't mean to say that out loud into the microphone that I'm sure you heard. Well, one thing it did is it made me this wonderful thumbnail that I'm going to be using for all of my videos now, he said sarcastically. Now, the other thing that I want to do is find the link. So y'all can look at that while I find the link that I'm looking for. Try and find the link that I'm looking for. There it is. Thank you. Pew, pew. Copy. New tab. Paste. I should have done paste and go, but whatever. And then You can go back to the chat, check, see what's going on. Haha. Uncle Jesse? That's who it looks like. There was, thank you, Valentine. I'm like, why do I recognize that freaking picture? That's who it is. It's freaking Uncle Jesse from the fucking Dukes of Hazzard. That's hilarious. And I appreciate it in the fact that AI has no idea what this thing is, and it's super rare. It's a Manco lawn riding mower, and it really nailed the Manco. It got it in detail, um, and the carburetor and everything. And then it put this old man in one of my flannels. And I know I'm an old man, but I don't look that. I don't look like that. I'm not that. I'm not that old looking. Oh, it's a good thumb design wise. Get them Duke boys. Right. And so, and I can appreciate the conceptualization of the thumbnail. The thing is that I already know how to do all that stuff. I just don't want to put the effort into it. But that's one of the things that it suggested. Let's close that. This is my hand holding a virtual cup, taking a virtual drink. I could use AI and actually put a cup there. I'm not an old man. Right. I'm getting there. I'm older than I ever thought I'd be. Packaging, tiling, yes, and that's, of course, that I know that, but of course the AI told me that, and that's one of the things to go full loop without getting totally into it. That I need to do is take office time and change a bunch of titles and thumbnails and start focusing at least a little bit more energy on my thumbnails. And I've known that since day one. That's the first thing the gurus, pseudo gurus, whatever teach you. So, Valentine, I know that. I know I know that. But the point is that this regrouping is exactly what I need to do, is start focusing on those things that I know I need to focus on and actually do it. So, a quick skim of the AI audit, Wes, would be basically it's one of their suggested things when you get on there. Can you audit my channel? So I click that. Thank you, Moto. I appreciate it. And that's something I could also do with that other channel if I did a second channel, is throw in some sharing, coaching, not coaching. I'm not trying to coach, but sharing the information from the research and my experience, but not doing it on my main channel. So let me pull everything at once: your stats, analytics, content strategy, and what's working in your niche. Now let me dig into that massive analytics outlier and get details on your top performing videos. All right, I've got a clear picture now. Here's your full audit, Schmoke Shop. And again, I'm not going to share the whole thing with you, but one of the things that was, for those of you that are just coming in, that I'm regurgitating this for, one of the biggest things was I paid them for a human coach and had two different human coaches for I think it was a 3-month period. It may have been 6 months. I know it was at least 3 months. I got more information and exactly what I wanted, dare I say it, out of this AI coach than I ever did out of those two human coaches. And all I wanted was somebody that had some experience to take a look at my specific channel and give me specific information about it. Not the general formulas of guru bullshit, my specific channel. This is where I'm at. What do you think I should do? And that's what this thing did. I've got to add hundreds of shorts to playlist. Ugh, you can choose to, but you don't have to. Welcome in, So Loud. Good to see you, brother. I appreciate you being here from the boondocks of North Carolina. What do you define as your niche? What niche do you want to be in? Right. I have over 15 channels with 0 subscribers just because I have that many ideas. Right. And that's the thing, is you don't have to. What they want you to do is niche down. I've said since day one, and I still say I will not niche down. You can kiss my ass. I could do a 1965. Again, we'll get into this. What this is doing is what this is going to tell me that I'm going to share with you in a minute is telling me that my original formula that I wanted to do without niching down is going to work if I dial it in a little bit. Carrie, we have a couple other friends with plenty of channels started and none of them necessarily thriving, but at least you have one that is doing well. Um, so anyway, it gives me, it shows me the stats that, of course, we already know our stats from looking at analytics. But the conclusion, the first thing it says is growth is slow but real. The concern is where the views are coming from. One video is carrying nearly the entire channel. Um, and that's what I'm contemplating doing, Big Dan. Exactly that. Um, The big win and the pattern it reveals. Your number one video by a massive margin is unboxing the Maddox MR10 OBD2 code reader from Harbor Freight. Blah, 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 blah. That's your channel average. It throws the numbers up. That's your channel average multiplied by 157 times. Why did it work? Your description says it all. As I could not find a review on it yet, I decided I would make one. Anyone who's been on my channel knows that I specifically chose to make this video because I needed watch hours to get beyond the threshold so that I could get into the first level of monetization. I specifically made this video knowing that it would be successful. What this did is it just said, you did great with that idea. Now keep doing that. I have also said many times I do not want to be a review channel. So, though I could take that path and focus on making reviews, I don't want to do that. However, if we read on, that's the formula. First mover product review on a specific searchable item with no existing competition. Your second best performer follows the exact same pattern, which is the garage door opener video. The data is telling you exactly what to do more of, which I know that, and any of you that have been watching for a while know that I know that. I've said it a million times. Here's one you're not going to like. What's dragging you down? The Schmoke Sesh problem. Your Sunday high noon it's even hard for me to say it. Schmoke Sesh videos consistently pull 80 to 103 views and almost always 0 comments. That's a community hangout format. It keeps existing fans warm, but it doesn't bring in new viewers. At 2.6 uploads per week, if half your content is Schmoke Sesh, you're spending roughly half your effort on content that won't grow your channel. Lifestyle personality content without context. Videos like Humphreys McGee, Bats, Post Amp Jam, which is the videos that were from the music festival that I knew I shouldn't have done. These make total sense for your existing audience, which is why I did them, but are completely undiscoverable by new people. They're pulling 54 to 90 views with no comments. Blah, 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 retention, da, 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 da. Then we get into your biggest keyword opportunities, which is Harbor Freight is a niche. Right. Again, my point is, Valentine, as we're going to get into here, I do not want to niche down on any one of those things. I want to have a shop channel which covers a lot of those subjects. And again, the next thing is your biggest keyword opportunities. You're sitting on 2 niche topics with real search demand that you haven't fully committed to yet. Can anybody guess what those 2 things are? Because I've said it a million times and I've even contemplated getting rid of them because I don't want to focus on them. RV restoration and VW Beetle restoration. You literally own a 1982 Coachman Leprechaun and a 1965 VW Beetle. These are content gold mines sitting in your shop. The audience is searching for exactly this. You just need to meet them with titles built around those terms. So again, these are all things that I knew, and it's just saying, keep doing what you're doing, but do it better. Clear action items. Mine the first review gold mine more systematically. Before buying any new tool or part for your projects, Google it first. If there's no YouTube review, make one. That's the exact formula that gave you 28,000 plus views. You can apply this to Harbor Freight tools, obscure restoration projects, vintage motorcycle components, anything you're already buying for your projects. Which anybody that's actually paying attention to the content on my channel, this is exactly what I'm doing. What they're saying is do it better. Shift your title strategy on restoration videos. Schmoke Shop is live, or did I make a huge mistake? Don't tell YouTube what to recommend your video for. Your RV and video or VW Beetle content should have titles like 1981 Coachman Leprechaun RV Restoration, What I Found After It Sat for Years. The funny thing about that is that's how I used to do my titles, and vidIQ talked me out of doing my titles that way. I understand how computers and all that work, so I did my titles totally searchable. And then they were like, no, you got to make them mysterious. So I made them mysterious. And now they're telling me, quit making them mysterious, be more specific. So there's always that. And then DJ Real One loves this part. Add shorts to your strategy. You have 0 shorts in 180 days, even 1 or 2 per week. A 60-second clip of something satisfying from your shop, a bolt finally cracking loose, a before after a tool demo, can dramatically increase your top of funnel discovery. Your high retention short videos already prove you can hold viewers in a condensed format. So, like DJ Real One always tells me, do shorts. Well, I don't want to do a bunch of shorts, but what this is telling me is that I should go back to what I was doing, which is making a few shorts and utilizing it more as an advertising format to get people's attention to watch the long form video. I agree. Think the whole niche down thing is stupid. If I enjoy your content, I'll watch whatever you make. And again, niching down is not stupid. Niching down is a formula. I guarantee to you, with the information that I have now and the things that I've learned, I could niche down and create a new channel and niche down and focus on something and build a channel, no problem. I have no desire to do that. I'm not here to make $1 million. I'm here to make enough money to build this channel and grow it and enjoy sharing the things that I want to be doing anyway. I would love to have a budget from the YouTube channel to perpetuate that. That's all I'm trying to do. I have no desire to be a multimillionaire famous YouTuber. Harbor Freight is in each. I appreciate that I look at Destination Adventure, Dustin Porter, a lot of travel, but he also does build video. Right. And if you've watched him since the beginning, you've watched him struggle with that a little bit because when he started mixing in some of the build stuff and all that, another good example of that, I just brain farted. I had it on the tip of my tongue. There are other good examples of that. We'll just say that big channels that were like, dude, I'm going to sprinkle some of this in, and we're like, oh, I don't know what's happened. It's screwing everything up. Many of my subscribers are from Russia, Uzbekistan, India, Asia. I have a big variety in my videos, mostly outdoors and animals or equipment. What program is this, Schmoke? The AI Overlord? I'll drop the thing again. That's a link to, oh, no, it's not. Never mind. Not that. Remove. Hopefully nobody clicked on that. If you did, whatever. It's not that. It's what I just read to you. But that's not what I was trying to share. I was trying to drop my vidIQ affiliate link again. So it's vidIQ is the coaching software resource center, whatever. Go back to here and drop. So that is my affiliate link to vidIQ. So vidIQ.com and their YouTube channel has shit tons of free information, years and years. They've been around a long time. You want to learn about YouTube and how to grow your channel? A lot of stuff has changed over the years, but there's also a lot of stuff that, again, they have plenty of free resources. I pay a monthly, excuse me, I pay a monthly charge to be part of a higher level program that allows me to use some paid tools as well. There are free tools also, but the program is their AI coach on their software. And Big Dan, I totally appreciate that because that is my formula. I watch your channel for you first, your experiences second, stories third, reviews and mechanical work are a bonus, which is basically what I'm saying. My channel, my Valentine asks, what is my niche? What my channel is supposed to be? And I said it earlier, is a guy with a pretty cool shop and a whole bunch of project opportunities with a personality. Let's see what he's going to do this Wednesday because Wednesday is his regularly scheduled video. So I'm going to click on this guy's video because whatever it is he's doing, it's going to be entertaining. Thanks for the share. So do you recommend? Like Shade Tree always says, shorts will make you famous. And again, it's different formulas. Welcome in, Brown Chicken. I don't think you have been here the whole time. Sick, welcome in. Good to see you. Like I said, we were kind of wondering about you. I'll watch that you sent me in a little while. Would I recommend? Wes, what I would recommend is exploring their channel without clicking the millions of buttons that they're going to shove in your face about signing up for free. Then, if you are interested in the information that you're able to find, then you can sign up for free and get access to some more stuff. At that point, you could make your own educated decision as to whether or not you wanted to pay them for some of their paid tools and some of the other stuff that they're clear in what they offer. As far as do I recommend, like I said, I would approach it from the free angle first and foremost and see if you feel that you're gleaning anything from it. If you were to pay them, I would definitely find a special, which they're regularly offering specials. And if you sign up for free, you'll get inundated in your email inbox with their special offers. I pay $7.99 a month for Boost. There are people that pay $19 a month, $29 a month. I would never pay that for it. At $8 a month, I am absolutely satisfied with it. That is not full access, I don't believe, at $8.99. I could pay more and get better stuff. Like for coaching costs more. My coaching experience rotted. Absolutely not. I would never say this on their chat blatantly like this, but no, I would not recommend the human coaching. I'm not saying that people haven't had good experiences with it, but the way that it's set up, at least through the special I got it through, is once a day you got a video chat from your coach. And when you responded to it, if you did it immediately and he was still in his window, he or their window of paying attention to you, you might get a response to your response immediately. But more than likely, what was going to happen is 24 hours later, you get their response to whatever you typed in response to what they said. So you're carrying on this conversation day by day and accomplishing absolutely nothing. And mostly what they're giving you is generic advice that you're already getting, that you would have already gotten for free. In my experience, I changed coaches and got a second coach and got a little bit more personal attention as far as this guy actually was digging my channel and we were closer in on to the same page. But again, I don't know the numbers, but they probably got 100 people a day that they have to get in touch with as a coach. So they don't have time to focus any energy on your channel. They're just coaches that are representing a personal interaction. It was not for me, it didn't do shit. It was them regurgitating, and I know I'm repeating myself, them regurgitating the free information that's already out there. But Wes, yes, the information there's information out there. As Valentine and I have been saying, there are other gurus out there that are, dare we say, more refined would be a good word, more refined. Daryl Evans, the Nimmons brothers. I forget what the I don't know if you can see them licking each other, but there is definitely a sound to that. It's starting to get annoying. Nick Nimmons. Of course, bro. That's what the community is about. But to bring today's live stream back full circle, I think the live stream is going to more than likely get shifted over to a second channel. Um, I don't know if I read the last paragraph, the bottom line, just to get back to this so I can close it. Your instincts are good. Your shop setup is unique. Your personality is there, and you clearly know how to make content that connects. The gap is discoverability. You need more videos that new viewers can find when they search for something specific, and fewer videos that only existing fans understand. In other words, go back to my original formula and stop throwing lives in and confusing the algorithm. Um, Lean into the OBD2 review playbook. Weaponize the RV and VW Beetle projects with SEO smart titles and add shorts as a discovery engine. So, like I've always said and done, use the shorts as an advertisement. Want me to dig into any of these areas, title ideas, blah, 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 blah. So that's the end of this. I did also ask it about the Sprinter van and if I should continue with the Sprinter van content. And it literally almost reacted like it was shocked because it was like, holy cow, bro, your titles suck so bad. I didn't even know you had a Sprinter van. Absolutely, you should double down on the Sprinter van content because you're about to do a do it yourself camper van build, which is another gold mine. Um, what it was saying was that there's tons of content out there about professionally built Sprinter camper vans, but there's really not a lot of content about do it yourself low budget ones, which is exactly what I'm about to do. So, again, full circle, what I'm going to do is back off a little bit for a while so that I can get ahead. I need to focus on some projects and get them done for my own whatever sanity. And I also need to focus on the channel and doing some revamping. So there is still, because I haven't taken the time off that I keep threatening to do, there's still going to be a period where I probably do not make any content, or if I do make it, it's not being put out there so that I can get a little bit ahead and get some stuff in a cabinet. If I can get some, even if it's not edited out, if I can get a bunch of footage in the can, as they say, then that would allow me to, in my downtime when I'm sitting up here watching other people's YouTube or whatever, um, be editing and having, like I said, a couple of videos in the buffer or whatever. We'll ride with you. You think I appreciate it, Wes, and that's my thing is I don't know if you've been here long enough to hear me say it. I don't think that would be an issue at all for that part of the community that's into the live stream. They would have no problem transitioning to another channel. Um, so I think I could easily do that, and again, start doing the field trips and the exploration and all that stuff on a different channel, and focus the shop content on the shop channel, which is what it was originally intended to be, a long form video channel. But live streaming is fun, and I built a fun, loving community that enjoy hanging out with. Excuse me. I would think live stream verticals would help you grow. Horizontal is basically for already subs. Again, the vertical streams is growing an audience that I do not want. I have no desire to make vertical content. Um, Vertical brings shorts viewers. Shorts viewers do not have the attention stream to watch long form video. If I, sorry, airplane. I was trying to be quiet to see if y'all could hear that. Vertical viewers sub. Right. I don't need sub. I mean, I need subs right now to get to my 1,000 subs, and then I don't give a shit about subs. I need watch time and dedicated viewers. 70% of my viewers are not subscribed. So again, I'll say it. Anybody who's watching this that's not subscribed, please subscribe. It's going to help grow the channel. Vertical viewers 9 times out of 10 are shorts audience. A shorts audience does not have the attention span to watch my long form content. Long form content is my channel. My channel is not a shorts channel. I have no desire to have a shorts channel. I'm not putting effort into shorts. Any effort I put into shorts will be utilized as advertisement to, yes, gain some viewers. But the thing is, I don't know if Real One is still in here, but I know there's other people that have experienced this. You can't expect shorts viewers to watch your long form videos. It's a different audience. They will not do it. It's not going to happen. Um, it's absolutely an established fact. That doesn't mean that you can't get some long form viewers out of your shorts videos, but you can't be dedicated to shorts. I mean, it's a complicated formula. You really got to start be paying attention to the fact that your shorts, if you're going to do shorts, let me try this again. If you're going to make a shorts channel and dedicate every inkling of your energy to making shorts. I'm not saying that you can't thrive. I know John Scott through vidIQ found a formula and grew a channel to the moon on shorts. However, when he started trying to make long form, meaningful content, it didn't thrive. It completely failed. And the only thing that he figured out was how to make shorts. The problem is that shorts, again, is a simplistic overall formula that is mostly, in my experience, meaningless dreck. And that's not what I'm trying to put out. Proxy, welcome in. That's the whole point, subs. So again, brown chicken, I will argue absolutely that whenever everybody says subs don't matter, because that's the big gurus, subs don't matter. The reality is, in the big picture, subs do not matter. However, as a small creator, subs absolutely matter up to the, we'll say, 1,500 subs point, because you need a good solid 1,000 subs to get fully monetized, and you don't want to lose that by losing sub count. So we'll say 1,500 subs. You want that for sure, which I do not have yet. Beyond that, I don't give a shit about subs as long as I have enough to maintain monetization. What I care about is views and watch time. Watch time is where you make your money. Watch time is where the advertisements come in, which is where YouTube pays you your money. Now, that's not your only source of income. You should also be doing affiliates. As I've dropped an affiliate link here from vidIQ. I do Amazon affiliates. The only money that I've ever made off of my YouTube ventures is off of Amazon affiliate links. There is money in an account somewhere from some super chats, but I have not met the threshold to get to that money. However, my Google affiliate or Amazon affiliate links, I have made money off of that. Not a bunch, but I will absolutely keep doing it, and I will broaden my affiliate links to Vivor. More than likely, I'm going to start dropping affiliate links. I believe Lowe's, I can start dropping affiliate links. Sponsorships, like Sick Bastard is hoping to get something worked out where he can work with Blue Eddy, the provider of his battery for his bus, his bus life bus. He can hopefully get something in cahoots with them to where maybe they provide him some solar panels and he does a video in exchange and draws some attention to that. Need view to make money. Subs. No, that's absolutely wrong, brown chicken. Subs are not views. Who's going to view if low subs? Well, again, I will repeat myself. 70% of my viewers are not subbed. 70%. And that number is consistent no matter how big your channel is. They're huge, huge channels that 70% literally of their viewers are not subscribed. So subs do not, absolutely do not equal views. And as a matter of fact, I'll take that a step further. Subs can negatively affect, because of something we talked about earlier. Um, a good example is, she is not with us anymore. She has since passed away, but an ex girlfriend of mine was one of my most loyal subscribers since the beginning and most loyal viewers. However, she was doing it as a favor to me to help me grow my channel. That being said, her religiously watching my videos took my algorithm and aimed it in the direction of the things that she watched, which was things like um, knitting and crocheting and crafts and stuff like that. So my shop channel was being fed to a bunch of craft, crochet, and knitting little old ladies and stuff like that, that would get it on their screen and go, "What is this? He's kind of cute, maybe," and click on it and be like, "What is this crap?" and not watch it, which tanks your algorithm feed, your impressions. It tanks your impressions, because if people click on it and don't watch it fully, then you're not getting positive feedback, which tells YouTube that people aren't interested in watching your videos. So as much as she was trying to support me, she was actually negatively affecting it, because when my channel was small, it got guided to a whole wrong direction of a whole bunch of people that weren't interested in watching. And because you can see who your viewers are if you look into your analytics deep, I had whole entire dedicated places that my videos were going in completely the wrong direction. I don't trust tube analytics. Okay. Do you get the same credit if they've watched after your live stream versus if they watch it live, if that makes sense? No. If they watch it after when it's not live, you're getting better credit, you're getting better payment. As far as I know, again, I'm not fully monetized. This is just from my research and from what I've talked to people about it. You get so the payment scale is a CTR. Oh, I'm throwing out the wrong acronyms. Um, there's an acronym for the pay scale, which is basically, we'll say it pays you 7 cents per thousand views, which is actually less than that, I think, for most live streams. But we'll say 7 cents per thousand views, and it's per thousand views, people. um, Seems a lot, 70%. Okay, well, I'll bring up the stats in just a second, brown chicken. But I assure you that's real. Always has been. Biggity, biggity, biggity. Once that live video is no longer a live video and is a long form video, y'all know what I'm saying. Once it's on the shelf, it's not live anymore. If somebody goes back and watches that video, then it pays a different pay scale, to the best of my knowledge. I'm not saying that's fact for sure, but to the best of my knowledge, once it's a long form video, then it pays more like what a regular long form video would have paid. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then you really need to do some research if you're trying to grow a YouTube channel. Because if you don't know what I'm talking about, then you don't have enough information to start growing a YouTube channel. I don't mean that towards anybody. That's just as I'm hearing myself say all this. If you don't understand what I'm saying, then you really need to learn more. Um, um, sorry, I saw your comment. Sick. I'm going to get back to that in a second. Uh, it's CT. It's not CTR though. There is an acronym for whatever what I'm trying to think of. The pay scale. For instance, gaming channels, generically pay, we'll say, and these numbers are not right, we'll say pay $3 per thousand views. Um, Accounting channels pay like $12 per thousand views. So different content pays at a different scale. Um, and it is exponential swings like that. Niching down helps them know exactly what they're going to be paying you at, but it's still a per video kind of situation. Now, that scale is also adjusted if it was a live, I believe. I know for absolute certainty that the live stream while it's happening does not pay well at all. Um, I believe you. It just seems a lot. It is a lot, and that's the thing. That's if you start looking into this stuff, brown chicken. That's the reality of it. Is that most people that are watching are not subscribed, and that's why people are always saying, "Please subscribe." Da da da. It helps grow the channel, and I assure you, not all of them, but if you start looking at your big creators that you watch regularly, if you look at some of their old videos, somewhere in there, they probably have a video out there where they're like, "Hey guys, I really would appreciate it if you would subscribe because I know there's a whole bunch of you that aren't subscribed that are watching these videos consistently." uh, Vice Grip Garage has said it. Puddin's Fab Shop has said it. These are just some of the people that I've watched, some of the larger creators. Um, Cletus never said it because Cletus is just a powerhouse. Cletus is the perfect example of building a YouTube channel. However, he did have a leg up in the fact that he was already part of another channel. Anyway, that makes me feel better. I try to support all the guys I like watching, but just don't have the time to get to all the lives when I like to. Live streaming is community building, is what live streaming is. Six says, maybe I should pay more attention, but unfortunately I couldn't care less. My channel has tanked. And that's the thing, is you've got to make that decision. If you're going to grow a YouTube channel, you have to focus on growing a YouTube channel. There is no easy button. And millions, literally, of people get onto YouTube on a daily basis trying to make their $1 million with an easy button. It's not going to happen. I'm not saying that by some fluke it doesn't happen because there are absolutely video, we've all heard of going viral. There is, just like winning the lottery, there's some chance that you're just going to happen to put some content out there that nails something and goes viral. And if you're real lucky, then it's something that you can reproduce. And there are absolutely channels that have done that. Not only that, before YouTube or anybody ever went viral, somebody did it. So these formulas are coming from someone that created something from ground zero that had never been done before. So that's something that I always preach, is just because everybody else is doing this doesn't mean that that's the path to success. I am someone who never goes down the beaten path. I will go down the beaten path long enough to make sure that nobody's following me and then go follow that little path that looks pretty clear that I could probably get past all those vines and shit, and looks like there might be a lake back there. I'm that guy. Somebody want to follow behind me? Cool. Lots of views, no subs. I just want to collaborate with different artists. Well, there's a collaboration. YouTube, that's one of the best tools that YouTube has right now is the collaborate button. Lots of work, editing, equipment, and time for 5 likes and 35 views. It's discouraging. Absolutely. And you know, it, again, niching down can be very helpful. Focusing on what Valentine Station was trying to say earlier is, you got to focus on what you're doing if you're going to do it. Um, and you have to figure out what a lot of these coaches are going to do if you were to utilize them is they're going to give you a worksheet and they're going to ask you some basic questions, which is, what is your channel about? What do you want your channel to be about? What is it you're trying to accomplish? Who is your audience? They want you to have a clear idea of who your audience is, and you need to be making your content towards that audience. Sick just fired himself for spelling fire wrong. I'll be right back. My water bottle is empty. I need to refill. Oh, and I've been sitting in one position too long. Oh, God. Okay. Hi, Kitty. Are we going back down? Where are we going? No. Okay. I forgot to say talk amongst yourselves. Oh. And Sick, better than most because, we communicate behind the scenes. The frustration is the fact that you'd spend all this time and energy and get just nothing out of it. And, what I said, I guess it was Wednesday. Sorry. What I was saying was, I could have spent the last year and a half, I could have had a job and made a shit ton of money. I mean, I have no desire to work for somebody else. That's kind of the whole point. But if I chose to, I have a couple opportunities out there where I could be making pretty good money. However, after having built this building with the idea of the fact that theoretically I should be able to pay my bills out of this building and not have to work for somebody else, that's my end game. I don't want to work for somebody else at all. I want to pay my bills, hopefully make a little bit of extra money so that I can travel a little bit and enjoy my life while I'm still able to. So we're going to build a camper van. Anyhow, like I said, big picture, nothing's really going to change as far as the Schmoke Shop channel's original plan and trajectory. What may change is more of the community, live stream community, um, and adventures and field trips and exploration, stuff like that. More of the personal stuff may shift to a second channel. I mean, that's as clear as I can make it, I think. I'll once again, I may be able to utilize some of this live stream and put together some sort of a video explaining what's going on. But you know, personally right now, what started this entire thing, as many of you know, as loyal viewers, is that I was on the verge of burnout, and I have no desire to be stressed out or burnt out on this thing. That's not something I'm trying to achieve with my life. So, even though I haven't really done it yet, eventually I'm going to back off and take some downtime. Hopefully, and walk completely away from YouTube, because what I keep doing is still focusing on YouTube, just saying that I'm not going to while I do it anyway. Just put them live streams on members only. Brown chicken, members only content does not monetize. The watch hours do not count towards monetization, so you do not get paid for members only. That was my original plan with the entire live stream thing, was to make them, after I did it, make them private or members only or whatever. Or unlisted, or because that's what I was originally doing, as a matter of fact, was making them unlisted. But like I said, I don't think, excuse me, drink my cold ass coffee. I don't think that any of the community members that are here to hang out and be the community and hang, y'all know what I'm saying. Any of the people that are here just to hang out, I don't think are going to have any issue shifting to another channel, which would allow me to just, like I said, refocus the Schmoke Shop channel as what it was originally intended to be. Because what I've done is I've screwed up the algorithm even worse than it was already screwed up by doing these live streams, building a community, and then taking you on field trips and adventures. And I knew it. You can go back to those videos, and I say it in the beginning of the videos that I know that this is going to screw up the algorithm. Thank you, Carrie. That's why I did it, because I was going to take the day off. And then I was like, no, because my community, this is a lot of us are creators, and a lot of us are in the same boat or similar boats. And Motobomb, I know he's getting a little bit frustrated too. So let me go here. The other thing is if we step back and look at YouTube as a whole, universally people are complaining about YouTube right now because the more that they bring AI into the algorithm, the more it's screwing things up and making changes. There are huge creators out here that are percentage wise having similar issues, except the difference is that they're not making 20 bucks here and there. They're or losing 20 bucks here and there. They're losing $20,000 here and there. And again, that's a whole nother level as far as financially, but the issues that they're having are still the same. It's just at a different, again, a different level, a different, whatever the word is that I'm looking for. Scale would be the word that I was looking for. Just out of curiosity, real quick, let me see if I can bring that up without revealing anything too ridiculous. Analytics. Oh yeah, see this. Again, this laptop, as relatively new and expensive and nice as it is, doesn't like multitasking very well. Or maybe YouTube's just screwed up, or my network. Yeah, my analytics aren't coming up right now. Huh. Yeah, YouTube's awesome. Gotta love it. Yeah, it's basically doing a swirl. Kitty Cat is living the best life ever right now. They prefer the sunbeam. It's funny because he's at that end, because right now that if it was a sunny day, that's where the sun would be. The sunbeam. Yeah, my YouTube dashboard is just stuck in a loop. It's not bringing up stats. It's not really doing anything. That's another thing that can be frustrating. Let me see if it'll come up on here, or if YouTube is just dead right now. I don't ever do this on here. Audience. No, YouTube must be down. YouTube Studio must be down right now. Nothing is working. Thank you, Motobomb. Yep. Never mind. Maybe stop trying to get on the Wi-Fi. Maybe my Wi-Fi is crashing. But I just saw a chat from Motobomb, so it must be working. I think it's just YouTube. Amazon delivered. Y'all didn't tell me Amazon showed up? Dude. My RCA cables are here. I can finally hook up the equalizer, and then I can hook up the amplifier to the subwoofer. Subwoofer! Bass. We're gonna drop the bass, y'all. We're gonna drop the bass. Drop the bass. We're gonna drop the bass. We're gonna drop the bass, y'all. It's gonna be awesome. I have a 12-inch subwoofer going in the Sprinter van. 12 inches of subwoofer bass. Hi, Moto Sick Brown, all y'all. Moto Sick Brown. So anyway, I was gonna try and show you Brown, but nothing is the stats aren't coming up. But I can tell you for absolute certainty that there are plenty of other people that if they look into it will tell you that there are a lot more unsubscribed viewers than subscribed viewers in most cases. Now, if I continue on the path that I'm on and do not put out any new content or anything like that and focus on building my community, then I can create more than likely a subscriber based viewership. But I'll bet my growth flatlines. If you follow what I'm saying. Oh, that's crazy, dude. That button. Oh, something might have worked now. I don't know if y'all can hear the cat snoring, but it's the cutest little snore. No, it's not. It's still bringing up the dashboard, but not the statistics, not the analytics. Anyway, I'm not going to sit here and chase that loop. Insanity, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. So, my 1 hour live stream that I was going to do today is now at 2 hours and 22 minutes. So, I will say we will go to the 2.5 hour mark and then I'm shutting it down. With that being said, we're going to shift to kitty cam for a moment while I break some shit and drop some other shit. See, that camera being magnetic does not really help sometimes. Anyway. Oh, don't fall over. Just show them the cat. Yay, kitty cam. Kitty cam. Pardon me while I try and discreetly check the plumbing. Oh, it's in your hand. Why would I need a lighter to check the plumbing? Wait, what? Oh, I didn't put the plumbing checker in. There we go. Yep, plumbing's still working. I want to make sure that flow is good and flowy though. Kitty in a box. Box kitty. Box kitty emoji. Mods, you are more than welcome to share your own channels and or anyone else's channels in here. I just don't go out of my way to do it. Sorry. Oh, there's another kitty though. It wants some attention too, please. This one gives high fives. It's the best. Where are you? There you are. Oh, she's already ready to give me a high five. Give me a high five. Psh, thank you. Hopefully y'all saw that. She's the bestest kitty in the whole wide world. She has a club tail with a ball on the end so she can smash things. It can also be utilized as a gear shifter. High five. She's the bestest kitty in the world. I didn't hear anybody holler safety meeting. It's an all-time safety meeting here. Safety is our number one priority. Here at Schmoke Shop, safety is our number one priority. What I meant to say was, here at Schmoke Shop, safety is our number one priority. Exactly. Oh, don't be mad. I'm sorry I stopped petting you. She's sad because I stopped petting her. That's clogged. Uh-oh. Oh, that's going to be bad. Uh-oh. Holy shit balls. Oh my. That shouldn't be on there. That just so much for that not being a members only video. Oh, damn it. That's a water cooled tobacco pipe for all of you that didn't realize that. Handpan time, clear the vibes. Hang on. I will do that though. Oh, there's no bad vibes here today, brown chicken. That's just my personality. I apologize for that, but it is what it is. Kitty wants to play handpan too. My shoe's untied. That's not good. I might face plant. Handpan time. Handpan. Where's the kitty? Don't run over any kitties. She's already flopped out on the ground. Can you see her right there? Oh, it's hard to do. It's this one, that's why. She's hanging out on the ground over there because that's where I usually play it, and she loves the handpan. So for those of y'all who haven't realized it yet, it is a scale. But I don't play it like I learn where the notes are and then try to play a song. I just sit and play it. And I'm still learning subconsciously. Motomom and I have talked about it, with guitar. I don't play guitar, but basically you have to learn how to operate the machine. Once you learn how to operate the machine, you can get more proficient at operating the machine. Then you have to deal with the mental aspect of it, which is not overanalyzing yourself playing it, relaxing it, and letting the flow go through you into the machine, if that made sense. Enjoy, sick. Woo! I don't remember what scale it is, Tamaros. I can look it up if you're interested, but it is, believe it or not, an Amazon handband. I finally, I mean, I think you remember how many years ago I've been looking at these. Well, I finally got one that had positive reviews and took the risk. It had free returns, and I'm very satisfied with it. And so is Bittens. Bittens likes it a lot. High five. Psh. And as a hand drummer, it's my instinct just to play the center note all the time. And the cool thing is, if you do the perimeter without hitting the notes, it's still. I don't know if y'all can even, if it picks that up. I'd like to do so many things, I'd have to have 50 channels if I separated them all. Exactly. And hence that's my, the idea of, I should have the headphones on, but the idea of having maybe the live stream and the lifestyle stuff on a separate channel. So still doing all the stuff that we enjoy, but not detracting from the algorithm understanding what the Schmoke Shop channel is supposed to be. Um, um, so perhaps what is the word I'm looking for? When you start something, you need to do regardless of the word I'm trying to find. Honestly, I don't follow Shade Tree Surgeon. Of course, he comes across my radar because he's part of our motorcycle community. But the videos that I've watched, first of all, he's a well-established channel. I have not looked at his analytics, so I don't know how long he's there, but he's a well-established channel. So he's already done what I'm trying to accomplish. The live streams aren't necessarily a negative thing for my channel at all. However, the energy that I'm focusing on the live forms and the live streams and the time that I'm putting into the live streams are detracting from me focusing on what is going to grow my channel, if you follow what I'm saying with that. I'm not saying that you should not do live streams on your channel, or anyone should not, or that I shouldn't. However, where my live streams tend to go is more into a personal hangout session as opposed to working on things in the shop, um, or covering that type of subject matter. Right, exactly what I just said. Yeah, right. We're on the same page. That's exactly 100% true. And that's not what's happening here, nor is it the intention. The live streams, when I started doing live streams, it's because I started hanging out again. I've been, since I discovered DJ Real One, as someone who grew up listening to all music, but I was really into rap and hip hop when it was first coming into the scene in the late 70s, early 80s, and all that. I grew up with that culture. I didn't hang with it because I cover all spectrums. That's true mentally too. Kitty battles. Uh-oh. Kitty battle. Kitty battle. Oh, this is a good one. Goodness gracious. Oh, they already stopped. They knew that. Oh, no, here we go. Battle cats. Anyway, point being, came across his stream one night after, when I was just sitting here having a couple beers and scrolling YouTube, and found this guy doing all boom bop. What was it? What the heck was his title? It doesn't matter what the title was. I came across this guy doing a live DJ mix, and it was exactly the stuff that I used to listen to in the 80s, going into the 90s, getting my first vehicle and having my first booming system and all that stuff. And he's just mixing it right there on live on YouTube. So I immediately became a part of that community as it was growing. And so we've all kind of grown together, and it opened my eyes to the community that is available on YouTube, um, both on a personal level and on a channel growth level or whatever. Yeah, no, you're good, Motobomb. No, that's, again, the people that are watching this live are probably the majority of the people that are gonna glean anything out of this. So it's good that we have the open communication for the clarity. Um, because I'm not going to relist this video as tips for YouTube growth and what my experience has been after a year and a half of YouTube. However, I could revamp it and plug it into a long form video and do that, but I wouldn't want to do that on this channel. I think I've lost my train of thought again, but I found a big fuzzy kitty. Fuzzy kitty, how are you doing? I'm fuzzy. I'm a kitty. Promote the content over here. I think it would be an asset. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Again, basically, as I said, I was going to wrap this at 2:30, and we pushed towards 3:00, which is fine. Or 3 hours rather. No, I'm very confused. Oh, I started at noon. That's why the clock matches the time. Wow, man. What? Big fuzzy kitty. I don't even know what I'm supposed to do with this thing. What is this thing? What is it doing? I think it just wants attention. What do you guys think? You think that thing wants attention? Boop. Anyhow. Rambling Schmoke, rambling about stuff all day long. Now with more rambling. I should crack open a beer. It's 2:30. Time to start drinking. It's Sunday. Come on, let's drink, guys. That's something else that I really do not want to be doing on this main channel and have done too much, which is um, act freely, which is fine, but I don't necessarily. I know for certainty that I have lost audience because of things that I choose to partake in. That dare I have been judged? Dare I say? We'll say that. Definitely rubbing the scent on your leg with the face marking. Oh yeah, I am. Everything in this house is very thoroughly marked by both cats. But he's a male, so he is constantly earring, marking everything, whatever. But he's not. He doesn't pee on stuff. He's been fixed, even though he wasn't broken a long time ago. Yeah. Anyhow, in conclusion, my intention is to focus on the Sprinter van and at least get it to where I want it to be, which I have been. And excuse me, I think it was Road Reality, John, or I think it was him, that was kind of like, well, just set an alarm for like 30 minutes or whatever, focus on what you're doing. And then when the alarm goes off, film where you're at. Be like, hey, okay, so what we've done so far is this, instead of having the camera running and having to edit out the boring parts. Which is kind of something I've been working on. I've been working more along the lines of turning the camera on and doing something and then not turning the camera back off. So I think what I'm going to do with the Sprinter van is that kind of accomplish something and then show what I've accomplished and maybe sort of do a montage. But if it's a specific task, I will probably film it and package it as that. Like, I didn't do it, but removing the cargo wall from an ex Amazon van. If I had had a helper and not been knowing that I was going to battle that, I probably would have filmed it more. But I do have footage of this is what we're starting with. I think I took a couple shots of this is the bolts that I'm removing, and then this is the thing out. Anyway, point being, right now I want to focus on the Sprinter van, get the stereo dialed in because that's very important to me. My music is key. Enjoying it as well as making it, but I'm not a dedicated musician. But my vehicle has to have tunes, and then building out the, we'll say, stage one version of the camper van, which is at least a basic battery power solar powered battery system with an inverter. Preferably as we're coming into the summertime, with enough power to at least utilize a plug-in stand-up portable air conditioner. Big picture is a 12-volt air conditioner installed in the van. But for now, like I said, staying within the budget, a sleeping area, power, and preferably at least some sort of climate control. And then being able to take it and go explore a little bit and go camping in my new Sprinter van, which is why I literally got rid of a 2016 Toyota Tacoma and got into this. Because now I don't have to set up a tent or anything. I can park somewhere where I'm allowed to or can get away with parking, climb into the back, and go to sleep. As any of y'all that have been watching know, I want to set it up to where I can pull my adventure bike, little Chanda motorcycle, into the back and be able to take it with me. But yeah, right now that's my goal, is setting that thing up, fixing any issues that it has. And I keep trying to film it and it's like getting in the way. I need to focus on doing that, possibly take a break and film some other content, but focus my energy on the Sprinter van for right now. So anyway, Like I said, 2:45 ish. Maybe we'll go another 15 minutes. Who knows? I don't think anybody's here anymore. So it doesn't matter. And that's just the OCD in me trying to go for a rounded number. So I think I am going to wrap this up. There's, like I said, there's going to be a little bit of change in the YouTube channel, but most people probably won't even notice. I'm probably drawing more attention to it by saying this than anything else. I love being able to be home wherever I am. Exactly. And Tanya, I mean, Tamaros, whoops. We may not have been in communication during the beginning of my camper experience as much, but my original plan with the camper was to take the eBay business on the road. And basically, that's still sort of in the big picture. What I would like to do is either the YouTube and or eBay thing, if I can get it to where I'm making some money off of it, be able to travel, go to thrift stores or whatever, and at the very least be able to come up with gas money to get to the next town. And I would like to be able to do that and still maintain the Schmoke Shop channel as what it is. But now I have a home base because, as I'm sure anyone that here knows, basically when my mom passed, I inherited some money. And instead of frittering it away on stupid shit, I built this because I should be able to create some sort of an income out of this building without any more overhead. But bigger picture, what I have here is a place that I can lock down all my shit, cameras and, security, secured environment with plenty of neighbors, and load up in a traveling type van or whatever and go do some traveling when I'm capable of doing it financially or whatever. And that's my game. That's always been what I need to be doing. That's my happy place, is what I should say. And I've been focusing all this energy on trying to build a business out of this YouTube thing that's not succeeding, I'll say, yet. But I'm tired of focusing on my energy on something that's not doing anything for me. So, with that being said, like I said, we're going to take a little step back, make some changes, some shifts, especially with this new information that I have gleaned. And everything's still going to keep going, but I'm going to just change some things behind the scenes, like how much energy I'm spending on it. Make some good baked and fried potatoes, mix them together, can of pinto beans, pound of green beef, and had a good meal. Sounds like a good several meals. Put it in the old, I guess we're not doing Tupperware anymore, but Tupperware, and freeze that shiz. Anyway, I'd say again, I'd drag it out to the 3-hour mark, but I'm not going to because then it'll just keep rambling. I'm getting off of here. I love y'all. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. You will be the first to know if there's any changes to the live stream being on a different channel, of course. But as of right now, not making any changes, just putting out that idea or bouncing the ideas around. With that being said, for those of you that have been here, I'm going to go ahead and say it. Please do comment after the live ends. Comment below if you don't mind. Make sure you've hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I know anybody that's in the chat is clearly subscribed, but there may be lurkers out there that are watching right now that are not subscribed. I implore of you to please subscribe to the channel if you enjoy any of the content, whether it's the live streams, the long form, any of it. It doesn't cost you a thing, and it's going to help the channel grow. Once I get beyond that 1,000 mark, 1,250, 1,500, you'll never hear me ask for subscribers again. Right now, I am going to start asking for subscribers more often, pretty much every video. Called a CTA, call to action. So again, appreciate each and every one of you. I don't know what to tell you as far as when the next video is going to come out, but I'm sure I'll make a community post keeping everyone in the loop. So with that being said, I'm going to try and find the end button, which they have moved again. It is now in the center bottom of the screen. So that's new. Anyway, if you're a software company, always change your software as often as possible, especially, but give it long enough to where people get used to it and get comfortable with knowing where everything is, and then change it exponentially just to throw them for a loop. That's great customer stuff. Peace, y'all.